Hello and welcome to episode 68 of Youth Squad Legends with Crewe Alexandra. It's that time again. We're going to look back at the season. A very quick season for Youth Squad Legends standards because we didn't play any of the Premier League games. My reasons from a few episodes ago is because there seems to be kind of an underestimation with the AI, and if you go out with a weaker team, then they might take pity on you and you might have a easier job. Say, for instance, when we played in the FA Cup final against, I think, Stoke City, it was quite an easy occasion for us and we managed it very well. So, on the screen right now, FIFA World Cup Group D. I'm here because I want to show you that Argentina, Bulgaria and in Group E, Egypt are playing in the World Cup. Big deal? Yes it is, because Arias is playing for Argentina, Malachius Jr. is playing for Bulgaria. Somehow they've got less points than India, that's amazing. And in Group E, Egypt, El Shinawi. So I'm not really expecting Egypt or Bulgaria to do anything, but Argentina might win the World Cup, which would be awesome to have a World Cup winner around. And Arias has been one of the very unsung heroes of the last few seasons because he started off really slowly, but he's picked up and he's doing very well now. Let's go into the squad report. Now this isn't going to be a long squad report like last season. I know that last season it was a mammoth one that took up like an hour. Just point out, I haven't played the Premier League games, so I've got not really that much, I've got not that many things to talk about, basically. As you might know already, this is an unedited, episode as well. It's just me rambling on about my thoughts with these players. Last time we were here, doing a squad report, the last episode of last season, I wrote down a few goals for some of these players to hit. And Pascal Muller, one of them, to hit 75 overall. You can see that we just haven't managed it. And we haven't managed it with many of these players. It was very, very close. But the time that we spent with Owen Thomas, really, at the start of the season, trying to get him up to a 70, and I still don't think we've done that. It might be 69, might be 70. It's just took too much out of us. And also, we simulate training, and if we don't have a great training simulation, then that's it. It's just putting us one step back, I guess. Sometimes you get really lucky and have some great simulation training, but I just can't be bothered waiting around, learning the training drills myself, spending 5 minutes of my recording time boosting the players up when, you know, you've got things to do in life, haven't you? So, that's it. Pascal Muller, I'm sure everybody else, I don't know a lot of people who do the training drills, just simulation's usually the best way. Pascal Muller is up to a 74, I trained him a little bit at the end of the season, but obviously not that much. Kicking and handling, you see, I've done that because his handling was so poor at the start compared to his other goalkeeping stats. There he is. He's played 23 league games and only kept 2 clean sheets. Quite concerning. There's Arias. He's got some unbelievable stats now, and I just really like the guy. He's just stepped up from being a terrible player at the start of it. But this is what you'd expect from someone like Vitti. If you remember Juan Vitti from the Burton Albion series, he literally had the same start as Arias, but he never ever improved. He scored some goals along the way, but he just felt terrible. And compared to other strikers, wingers that we had in that series, he was just nowhere near their level. Donald Fanning. Now this is a strange one. By the way, these are Arias' stats. Donald Fanning's going to be a strange one because I see this. His marking's gone up by 6 to an 80. He's only 68 overall, so where am I going to find the overall increases in training? Interceptions can be trained. Standing tackle can be trained. Marking and slide tackle obviously can be trained, but they're going to grow at a very slow rate compared to interceptions and standing tackle. Is Donald Fanning going to get over 75 overall? That's a big question. Because what I'm seeing right now, it could be a struggle. I am going to try and put him on the training next season. In fact, he was going to probably be one of the main guys next season for training. And with that, I'm going to take this book and I'm going to set out the goals for next season. So, Donald Fanning, let's choose a different page because that's got a massive crease in it. There we go. One-handed book flip. Okay. A new challenge for YouTube. Donald Fanning. I'm going to go big on Donald Fanning. Go hard or go home. I'm going to try and get him to a 75 in one season. I'm going to try and get him from a 68 to a 75. That could be monstrous and probably impossible. But let's just see, shall we? That's the goal for next season, the big standout one. Danavis Macias, I wanted him to get up to a 75, I didn't. Because I didn't hardly put him on the training. In fact, I probably haven't put him on the training at all. He's growing nicely at the moment. He's definitely reached a kind of peak. He'll slowly grow through the next 3 seasons. Unless I do put him on the training at some point, which is a possibility. I don't know. I mean, he's definitely got better defensive stats than Pascal Muller. He got the 5 clean sheets out of the 22 Premier League games. He's definitely one to keep because he's just a really good defender. David Torrejon Moya, stepping out of the shadows of Liam Rose. 75 overall. And made it his goal to be 75 overall. And he's done it. He's hit that. And he didn't, and you know what? It didn't actually take him that long to hit it, which is awesome. Some of the stat improvements are really good as well. Of course, acceleration, sprint speed being a wing back, very important. Go down to Vasil Malachias Jr. Now I tried to get him up to a 75. He's only gone up to a 74, unfortunately. But that is pretty good. And that means that he is on the road to being a player that we keep for the remainder of the series. We've got to do something about players that have been around for a long time. And I said about many of them last episode that they're going to go. They unfortunately have to go from the club because it's not very nice letting them rot on the bench. Vasil Malachias Jr. hopefully will not be one of those players. We don't want him to be one of those players. He's better than that. And for that, I'm going to try and get him up as much as possible. Maybe touching the 80 overall by the end of it. There's not that much that we can do with the stats at the moment. I mean, long pass and short pass, where's his vision? His vision's really good. I guess long pass can definitely be improved. But it's going to be just touching up on the stats, basically, from now on. Because they're all like mid-70s. And obviously, slide tackle there at 80 overall. Now then, Ludovic Payet. I haven't even seen Ludovic Payet. I know that he's better overall-wise than Malachias Jr. now. We all know that he's a potential to be special player, so this is going to be very interesting. That's very interesting. He is a 75 gone up by 4. He's 19 years old. His acceleration and sprint speed, unfortunately, aren't moving. That's really annoying. But his ball control's 99. His dribbling's 99. He scored an excellent goal against, was it Nice that we played? He's getting on. He's picking up his game, if you know what I mean. There's his stats. And there's Vasil Malachias Jr.'s stats, if you didn't see it. There you go. Not a bad little improvement there by Ludovic Payet. Congratulations, mate. His short passing's 90. Dear me. Okay, the Ronaldo regen. You haven't seen much of this guy, but his sprint speed's already 99. It's just disgusting. It's just disgusting. These players are going to be something else when they've developed into, well, their prime form, their final form. Can't wait to see it. There's his stats. He's not really done much. Obviously, he's come from Malaga, and Laprevot went the other way. Premier League appearances 12. On to Vincenzo Bonaventura. One of the best players to look at, to be fair, because expect that he's finished growing, and he just isn't. I trained this guy up to be a monster at finishing, thinking this is probably going to be as much as we can build him up to. But nah, Vincenzo Bonaventura is not finished. And I'm glad of it. I'm glad that he's not finished. It's just a shame that the Regens are growing a lot better than the Youth Academy players. Just happens all the time. Physically, I'm talking about. Oh, by the way, before anyone else asks, the last episode I didn't involve some of the Premier League goals. In fact, most of the opposition Premier League goals. I think all of them anyway. I don't know. I don't know how I edited that thing, but I decided not to allow or show the Premier League goals because it was more about getting Stucky that goal instead of like what happened in the match. Of course, in the last two games, we actually played the games as seriously as possible to try and stay up. And if we did concede, I'm pretty sure I did include it in the match highlights. But the ones that I missed out, I purposely missed out because it was all about Stucky scoring the goals. Or scoring that goal eventually. Took a long time. I didn't expect it to take that long. So, Bonaventura has gone up to a 78. These are his stats. He's not scored that many. Very strange. Only scored 5 in the 35 Premier League matches. But of course, they haven't been controlled by me. So, let's just see what happens in the next season. Because I think Bonaventura is going to hit it hard next season. And I think we're going to put him on this list. So Bonaventura, I want to get to an 80 overall by the end of next season. Which is definitely... what have I done that for? I've written Bonaventura. It's got a Ven, mate. Bonner. That's it. That shows you that blokes can't do two things at once. I can't talk and write at the same time or else I'll make a terrible mistake. So, 80 overall for Bonaventura by the end of it. That will be a task, but it's not going to be the biggest task on this list. Donal Fanning, probably the mammoth one. Because I don't think... we can train him on his passing, his defending, and maybe beat your man could help a little bit, but it's going to be really tough to get him up to 75. Squeezy, I mean, he's there, isn't he? I mean, we can train up his finishing sometime, but he is there. He's an 80 overall. Now, I'm not too fond of pointing him on the training because since he's been back, he's not played great at all. I mean, the goal that he scored in the Europa League was played to him and he nearly missed it. Or was it? No, actually, it might have been in the Premier League. It was Wolves in the Premier League when Ben Chalobah played it towards him, and he nearly missed it. He megs the keeper just. So I don't know what's with Squeezy. He felt much better before we sold him on. In the Peru live streams, he felt a bit terrible. But I mean, like, he was one of the better players, but he still felt a bit terrible. One of the reasons why we struggled so much. Anyway, his stats. He scored more than Bonaventura. And he's made one assist. Just the one assist. That is terrible, isn't it? Alright, Gandhi. Not bad stats there by Gandhi. His acceleration and sprint speed going up. That's basically what you want to see from your wingers. Crossing's also going up. It's now up to an 80, which is excellent. I'm liking the look of this guy. His valuation is not as much as what we actually paid for him, £30 million from Wolfsburg. But he's my kind of player, if you know what I mean. Gandhi feels like a decent winger, and that is something quite exceptional in itself because I can play with many varieties of centre mids. I can play with many varieties of strikers, many varieties of defenders and goalkeepers, but I can only play with good wingers. If you are a terrible winger that can't beat a man, you are screwed. Like, I will rip into you. Gandhi is not one of them guys. Actually, we got some really good wingers in this series, and that's really pleasing. Because in some series, I struggle on the wide areas. Okay, Ryan McEachran, the surprise of this season. Picked up, expected to be a mistake. In fact, it's an exciting prospect. So, no mistake at all. He's gone up by 4 this season to a 66. I am not training him just yet. I think this rate of growth, he might not actually become an exciting prospect. But even so, when he does actually finally reach some kind of peak, then we can train him. So we will have the space to train him then. But right now he's got the potential. There's a lot more people that need my help more than Ryan McEachran. Seems like a decent guy. Sprightly, nippy, willing to run. Very much like Elliot Wharton as well, which I'm sure we'll come into in a second. Paul, 78 overall, gone up by 2. Very nice. He's played 17 games in the Premier League. There's his stats. I mean, there's not really that much that you can say about him. He is the Ivanovic regen, so we expect him to get over 80 overall, which means that we don't need to train him. Elliot Wharton there, tireless, beautiful. He only came for £2 million. Tried to trade him up a little bit before the end of the season, and he missed out on the stat growth, and I was a bit annoyed. But it is like it is. If you're simulating training, you are running that risk all time. So 71, gone up by 3. Decent growth. There is no status on him yet, I don't think. It says recently arrived from Man United, and it says it there as well. So yeah, he might be a showing great potential kind of player. I wouldn't be surprised if he was that sort of player, but he's gone up by 3 naturally. His stats, yeah, not bad. And of course, the main point of him, the 5-star, that's probably going to help out a lot. Nicolo Silvestri. Now, this guy's come out of nowhere because he's always behind Vasil Malachias Jr. And I'm going to have to take a drink. So yeah, he's always behind Vasil Malachias Jr., but we know he's an exciting prospect, so he's going to grow into something. Yeah, very nice growth. His physicals are just coming on tremendously now, aren't they? Slide tackling at 85 as well, short pass 84, ball control 85. He's definitely improved. You can feel like he's improved in game, and with them kind of stats, he's going to be effective anytime he goes onto the field. Abdallah El Shinawi. You see, the goal was to get him up to a 70, but then we talked about what we actually want to do with the players that are not growing anymore, but have been long-term legends of this save. And it is just best to move him on now. And it's best to move Stuckey on and Owen Thomas, because it's not nice knowing that them players aren't going to get the game time and going to just rot in the reserves when they could be doing something else for a different team. Maybe we'll see them again, maybe in an FA Cup fixture, or even if they get snapped up by a Premier League side, who knows? I don't expect that to happen, but you never know with this game. Wayne Hunt, another one that's transfer listed. He's definitely reached it now. I've trained him up as well, but that's it. 70 overall. You can't really complain with an overall like that. To say what kind of player we got in the first place. Always will be remembered for that long shot against QPR. That was nice. Donald McMahon always keeps on surprising me in the net. He's now reached 20 overall. Don't need to worry about this guy's status or anything, because obviously training goalkeepers is so easy. Perry Ng, shush baby, please. Alexander Moore, he's gone up by an incredible 6 points, and his physicals are looking exceptional. So these youngsters that we are bringing up this season, we've got to keep an eye on, because most of them have some great potential. And we just maybe have to replace players now and then. I really want to do a Youth Squad Legends where we take a group of players, obviously win the Champions League with them, but about 5 years down the line, the players that were just about to bring into the squad, introduce to the squad, that with youth academy players with high potential, then we take them guys and win the Champions League with. Obviously, don't buy. Well, might have to buy a couple of players to kind of subsidise the squad or make the squad deeper in strength. But give them the chance to win the Champions League as well, because there's so many players that we bring up in the last couple of seasons. And I'm not saying these are the last couple of seasons, by the way. I'm expecting a big fight in the Premier League, and I need to get my head around how difficult it's going to be with the slider setup and just the fact that I can now adapt and change and strengthen the opposition team. But I'd like to see most of the players that we brought up given a chance at one point. Maybe not in this series. I don't know. Sometimes I get to the end of a series and I'm going, you know what, that is complete. That is something that I don't need to touch anymore, because if I touch it anymore, it's going to ruin it. Maybe in this series, I won't feel it like that. And maybe we do need another season where we try the Champions League with the youngsters that didn't get the chance this year. I'm sure, you know what, I'm sure at one point that will be the case, but I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what kind of players we do bring up as well. Obviously, Tremblay just feels like an unbelievable player. This guy looks like an unbelievable player. And now we've got the Scout future star Lorenzo Bacca, and he's going up in physicals as well, which is very nice. He's gone up by 2 to a 63. Here's his stats. Great. He's only showing great potential. He's only showing great potential. That is outstanding. That's ridiculous, actually. That is very, very annoying. Showing great potential. He's a Scout future star, and he's only got a potential of 80 to 84. Good. Octavio Palacios. Brought him in when I was Peruvian manager. He's gone up by 5 this season, but he's still got a lot of growing to do. He was an alright player. He felt better, you know what, weirdly, he felt better than 80 overalls in the Peruvian squad, which says a lot about that Peruvian squad, doesn't it? Toby Martin, he's gone up by 6. A lot of high growths here in the youth academy players. Yeah, really decent stats. And the 12 on marking, the 13 on heading accuracy. Pretty decent. Good pickup here in the free agents. Marco Marzino. Every time he played for me, he didn't put a foot out of place. 75 overall now. He's unhappy. I don't care if he's unhappy. He does a job. And you're not going to play every single day, every single game with a team like what we've got around us here at Crewe Alexandra. David Gil Moadano. I don't know. It's one of them. I got him from the free agents list, I think. He's not as impressive as many other wingers that we've just picked up. But he's there. He's growing in physical stats, which is the main thing. His crossing's terrible. Just point out his crossing's absolutely garbage. Well, let's see. He's played 8 Premier League appearances. I'm screwing this all up. He's played 8 Premier League games with 3 assists. He's played 3 European games with 1 assist. Well done, Curtis. You got there in the end. Sometimes, right, okay, let me just let you into the world of Curtis for a bit. Sometimes I sit down and record, and you know in the first 10 minutes when you screw up every single line like I'm doing right now, that it's not your day for recording. And I'm glad that it's only a squad report because we can actually chill. But in an edited episode, this would get totally on my nerves. And when I'm editing the video, I'd be like, Curtis, you're an absolute fool. Afterwards, I think we're going to be doing a live stream. So I'll put the live stream link down in the description. We're going to play a few games in the pre-season live stream as well. Which is nice. Hopefully like the semi-final and final of the tournaments. Fingers crossed. Anyway, there's Moadano, some nice stats. Barreto actually looks a lot better than Moadano, doesn't he? And I thought I was more excited with Moadano. But there's Barreto. Very good. Another classy winger to have in our side, and also his crossing is decent. I realised in the left mids instead of the left wingers, the crossing is actually better. Borja, Uche, Rubio. He's there, isn't he? 79 gone up by 3. Some solid stats. I need a drink again. My voice. I mean, bless it. It goes through so much torture whilst I'm trying to make some of these episodes. Acceleration 91, sprint speed 89, agility 98. Very nice indeed. Stats, he's played 15 games, but he's only averaged 6.1. He's an exciting prospect, so there's so much growing left to do. Pella Every, showing great potential. I like this winger. This is one of my favourite wingers in the series. Very nice. Apart from Gandhi. Gandhi is the man now. Gandhi is the man. Acceleration's going up. Agility, jumping, sprint speed. Ball controls at 88. Nicely done. He's played 22 Premier League games with 1 assist. That's pretty poor. His average 6.2. But I'm expecting the averages of these players to be quite low in the Premier League, since we only just survived by 1 spot. Robin Juvenar. Now this guy could be a guy that we train. I like Juvenar. We've got a cracking little chant for him. And it wouldn't be fair if I just let him go to waste. So I'm going to put here Juvenar. Putting him on the training already. And I'm going to put him up to a 75 overall. Now that should be a piece of cake. Probably won't even need to do it myself, because he's showing great... Actually, no, he's showing great potential. I'm going to write that down. Scribble that down. Scribble, he's still got potential in the barrel, in the tank. So he can scoop some potential from that showing great potential tank and grow himself instead of me touching him on the training. Harry Mishu, transfer listed. Nothing wrong with the guy. It's just that we've got so many centre-backs. And when we bring in Lapravot again, which we are going to do in the pre-season live stream, that's going to be like the first thing that we do. Definitely. If, obviously, he wants to come back. If the transfer is allowed, because it's only been 6 months. I'm expecting it to go through anyway. But I am bringing back Lapravot immediately, because that was just injustice. Mishu won't really have a place. It's sad, because, I mean, he's not done anything wrong. He's a good defender. But there's so many decent defenders. And like I said, I can play with so many different types of defenders. It doesn't really bother me. So long as they're quite tall, that's the only kind of want or need that I want from a centre-back. Nahul Minyo, transfer listed. Yeah, we've got a youth academy player coming up. Cano, something Cano. He's got a quite high potential, and I like McMahon. Obviously, Pascal Muller is the Don, so he's playing most of this series or the next season to come. I just can't see a place for him, and it's better for me to cash in on a very good goalkeeper. He'll probably get to another Premier League team, or even just a very good team elsewhere, like Spain, Italy, or France, Germany. Yeah, there he is. He's played 10 times in the Premier League with 2 clean sheets. Christian Terodde, the man with the crazy physical attributes. Look at that guy. His finishing's going up. Really, really strange. He's gone up by 10? What is that? Anyway, he's a 75 overall now, gone up by 3, showing great potential. No need to put him on this list I've got in front of me. Seko Brilliant. Shall I say his name properly? Seko Brilliant. But I don't care about that. Seko Brilliant. Look at his strength. Look at his jumping. He is a monster. And he scored a goal. I love him. The guy's sensational. The guy is absolutely sensational. When I played with him, the 4 times in the Euro League, he averaged 7.5. That's pretty damn good. Papa Baby. I tried to get him up to a 75 overall. Wait a second. Robinson's Orange Dilute. Delicious. Fruity and quite healthy, I guess. Papa Baby. Oh yeah, I took your comments. Actually, yeah, I took your comments on the Coke Zero thing last season review. I'm now drinking it for less. Not drinking it like... Sorry, not stop drinking it, because try and circle around and make sure that I'm not drinking that much sugar and drinking enough water, if you know what I mean. But like, water in itself, quite boring and bland for me. I like Evian, but that's like really expensive. For water anyway. So you can't really be messing around with that all the time. So Papa Baby, overall 74, gone up by 4. Yeah, by the way, I really do thank you for kind of tips in the comment section as well. It helps me through my daily life, I guess. I mean, like, it's changed it for the last 2 weeks. So Papa Baby, 74, wanted him to get to a 75. Obviously, the Owen Thomas scenario where I'm trying to get him to a 70, that took forever. Didn't happen, I don't think, unless he's gone to 75 in the meantime. But 74's not bad. We got Papa Baby up there from about February. We started in February and now it's only June. And we got him up 4. And his stats still look like they could easily be improved. I'm happy with that. His physicals are going up. Yeah. Oh, just really pleased that we signed Papa Baby for a joke. Because he's actually turned out to be a really good player. And unfortunately for Nicolo Silvestri, what a guy. Nicolo Silvestri just sits there, hardly gets game time, or hardly gets starts at least. He does come off the bench. And he's just like, I'm the best of these 3 midfielders, central defensive midfielders. And I'm not getting any game time, but I'm fine with it. I'm absolutely fine. Oh, mind you, his morale probably is like unhappy. Let's have a look. No, he's happy. Unbelievable. Fair enough. So we'll go down. Papa Baby, very nice. Tash Demir, he's gone up. You know what? He's gone up to a 74. That's all right, isn't it? His valuation will skyrocket since he's gone up by 2 this season. And he's on the transfer list. He hasn't played a game. We need to get him out of the club, really, because, once again, very good player. People like him, but I can't find space in the side. And if we play this guy, we're stopping someone else that deserves it a lot more from playing. That's probably the best way that I can put it right now. Nuzbalut, another person that I really like. And he scored some tremendous goals for us in this series. But he hardly is getting a game. Sorry. I really like Nuzbalut, but we just have to move on. David Moore, planned on getting him to a 70 overall, and we've done that no problem. Now, looking at them stats, I think we need to keep him on. We do need to keep him on, because there's places there what can be trained quite easily. His physical stats are excellent. If we can train marking, slide tackle, standing tackle, interceptions, then we've got a monster on our hands. And David Moore is going to be turning from a mediocre centre-back to not a bad centre-back. So, I am going to give myself the goal of putting David Moore up to a 75 overall. There we go. Got to keep him in the side. Owen Thomas, I mean, there you are, 69. Ball control I was working with. So beat your man, and it was just not working. His stamina's gone up great though. That's up to a 72. But he's only gone up 1. All them improvements, and he only went up 1. It just took forever. I was like, this is not working out at all. We could get him up to a 70, but then it would still be the case of there's so many more deserving players to start for Crewe Alexandra and to play for Crewe Alexandra. Just getting to that point. There's his stats anyway. He scored a goal in the Premier League. That's really good. Owen Thomas scored a goal in the Premier League. I'm happy with that. I'm really, really happy with that. Brian Jackson. Another one of these excellent youth prospects coming out of the club. His physicals are going up. His technicals are just rising so quickly. Up 18 on the finishing. Alright. Let's have a look at Theo Stuckey. I said that I was going to get him up to a 75. I didn't touch him this season. Really. I knew from the Europa League games that the time had come. And it's so sad, but the main thing is that he has scored a goal in the Premier League. He scored a goal also in the Europa League with that penalty spot conversion. Stuckey, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. It really has. He is one of the reasons, him and Bonaventura are the reasons why we got the goals. I mean, we're in this position anyway. So we've got to appreciate his greatness. But like every club, we've got to move on. We have to move on. Showing great potential. Abelardo. He's a centre mid from Peru. Yes, Peruvian central midfielder. So we're expecting something from this guy. Very good. Youth Academy players coming good. Finally, in this series. There's a goalkeeper. Enrique Cano. 53 overall at the moment. So if we got rid of Minho, it would mean that what's his name? McMahon would be the second choice goalkeeper, which is quite risky in the Premier League, but he's so much better than a 66 overall. I think he is 66 overall. There he is, Enrique Cano. He hasn't played a game yet, but he's growing. He's there. He's ready to be promoted, I guess. Godwin Egbe. Yes, mate. He's gone up by 3 to a 52. We haven't had him that long, but I mean, like, I played him in a Premier League game and he's rating for that Premier League game as a 7.7 and 7.9 in the Europa League. That is incredible to say that he was on like 49 overall when I played him, maybe even 50. I don't know, but that's just insane. That's basically like what Owen Thomas was doing in League 2 as a 35 overall. Tremblay, where the famous Crewe Alexandra got Tremblay. Classy player. He's gone up by 6 to a 59, so we will soon see his status. I'm really excited because I think this guy's going to be quite special. I mean, just to take the ball in the International Cup and take on about 3 players and put in the assist for like with your first touches. Like, the guy was special immediately. You can't be a mediocre player and do that. I'm expecting greatness, and I'm expecting more game time for Tremblay this season coming. Christoph Schaefer, another one that I'm really being really fortunate with the old random number generator. They have brought me back some excellent players. And Christoph Schaefer, he could be another showing great potential. Reynaldo Cano, the most fabulous name. He's gone up by 5 to a 53. Played in the Euro League only a little bit, I do recall. So his 6.0 rating might fool you. But I think he only played about 30 minutes in the game. He didn't do nothing. Sorry, he didn't do anything because like what you're expecting from a player. I'm pretty sure he was like 51 overall when I played him. What you're expecting from a player like that. But he's there. He got a game in the Europa League because I trust him. And I expect maybe in the League Cup and the FA Cup that we'll definitely take more seriously in the next season because we've got the youth players to do so. We'll see more of him and we'll see him score. I'm sure we'll see him score. And then right at the bottom, lovely name here, Dennis Zimmerman. He has the potential to be special. Yes. There he is. 60 overall. He's gone up by 2 already. And you know what? His stats are looking good like instantly. And this is exactly the reason why I couldn't do a Youth Squad Legends normally this time round. The extreme rules are there to make it challenging. Because if you're bringing up a player like that to start your series off, then basically you've just locked down one of your centre mid positions for the entire series. That's it. So, that's it. Spot on. Everybody talked about in some kind of detail. We've only got 3 players on this list, but obviously the extended list last season, most of them are going out of the club or trying to find new clubs. Actually, I know. If we can find Laprovot, if we can get him back, I'm going to put him back on this list, Laprovot, and he will go. Try and get him up to... you see, I think he's about 74. So 75 is a bit silly, isn't it? So and 80s might pushing it. So I'm going to put 77. I like to round it off a little bit to the nearest 5, but we'll go 77 for Laprovot. Because I think 80 would be pushing it, and 75 is... well, just a bit weak. So there it is. That is the team. I've got one more thing to do because I forgot to do it in the proper episode, and it might take forever, and I apologise if it does. But what we do at the end of every season is show you the leagues around the world, all the big European leagues, basically. So this is a time where we can actually have a lovely drink. Very nice. So it was really topsy-turvy in the Premier League. Spurs won it this season. Man United, who were very, very good at winning the Premier League on this save, finished in 9th. Manchester City, for a long time in this season, were below us. They were 20th at one point, but they've got out of trouble. And actually, if you look at the bottom 3 teams, it looks like a normal relegation pool, I guess. Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, Wolves. Crewe Alexandra just surviving. Get in. Yes, who are coming up? Hull City and Middlesbrough, with either Norwich, Derby, Leeds or West Brom coming up in the playoffs. Sure, the playoffs have already been played. Not going to check them. We'll just see them at the start of next season, which will be in a few minutes' time when I do the live stream. For you guys, anyway. For me, I need to render this thing and then upload it. Paris Saint-Germain won Ligue 1. Germany, Dortmund. Well done, Dortmund. Italy, Napoli. Very nice. And then we're going to try and go as quickly as we possibly can to Spain and then wrap this episode up. I hope you have really enjoyed it, even though my commentary skills have been tampered with by the voice devil. Real Madrid won La Liga. Congratulations to them. A really good points haul as well at 93. And that is it. I'm really excited for the next season. Don't know what we're going to do in the Premier League. Hopefully it's a mid-table scrap, maybe a Europa League challenge. I don't want it to be massive. Like, I don't want to be halfway through the season and be second. That to me would be like, well, I've tried everything here and I'm still winning. We've got a good team here, but we've not got a team that should be finishing second in the Premier League, if you know what I mean. Everton came seriously close to winning it this year, by the way, the Premier League. Right, I'm going to load this up, get the next season underway, stop the video here and live stream in about 30 minutes time for me. It'll be immediately for you guys. As soon as this video goes up, then the link will go up, and then I'll obviously wait until you've watched the video to jump on and live stream. So yeah, this has been Cutsy. Thank you for watching. Once this video's done, I'm live on Twitch. Links down in the description. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and I'll see you next time.